Okay, let's talk about Supergirl. Now, apparently, Supergirl is gonna be the second movie in the new DC universe. And I honestly like the character Supergirl. I mean, she's a girl version of Superman. She's from Krypton or a planet that was neighboring Krypton, depending on which comic you look at. But my problem is, isn't it a little too early to bring Supergirl into the DC universe? I mean, this is gonna be a big cinematic universe, and you kind of need to pace yourself. And well, honestly, I think DC's planning on building these movies up and series up, TV series up, to a point where they end up creating a new Justice League. It's probably similar to what the plan Marvel did. But the problem is, there are way too many characters that aren't part of the main Justice League. Well, the main Justice League that you see in some of the animated cartoons and all, that are here. I mean, isn't that a little too much? And Supergirl kind of falls into that category. Now, the best thing for the DCU is probably to do the exact same thing Marvel did. I know it's basically copying Marvel, but still, it was a strategy that worked for them for a decade at least. And they should just build up their main characters like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, and then bring them together for a Justice League movie first, and slowly build them up by giving them all their own movies. But when you're doing Supergirl, I mean, Supergirl is kind of a main character too. She is one of the main heroes in the DC universe, and she's super powerful. So if her movie comes out right now, then DC is in a position where they either have to put Supergirl into the Justice League right away when the movie comes out, in which case there will be two Kryptonians who are really powerful, and which kind of makes the other characters in the movie a bit irrelevant. But let's be honest, Supergirl and Superman together on a team, then there's no need for anyone else, except for some niche cases. So yeah, it feels like a bit overkill if Supergirl's in this movie. Supergirl's in the Justice League movie. Now the second option they could do is they could bring out the Supergirl movie and then just leave her character by the sidelines whenever the big Justice League movie comes out, and that feels like a waste. I mean, you built up this character, you gave her her movie and story, and then you're not even gonna use her, and that's a waste too. And the big problem is, if you put all these other characters right away into the Justice League movie, then you're gonna lose the effect of a good build-up for the next Justice League movie. I mean, Marvel did it right, at least in the Infinity Saga. In the first Avengers movie, there were 6 Avengers, and then in the second Avengers movie, there were a few new characters added by that time. And the third one, Infinity War, they all started coming together. And that felt like a gradual build-up that got people excited about it. But this might not be the best strategy moving forward. I mean, especially considering all the characters we already see in the Superman movie. There's Mr. Terrific's already there. Guy Gardner's there, so I'm assuming that he's gonna be around at somewhere. And then, well, who else? Well, yeah, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, there's Metamorpho in this movie as well. So James Gunn's planning on building up all these characters right away, and then bringing them together for a huge Justice League movie. Then what are they gonna do after that? I mean, we already seen what happened to Marvel after the Infinity Saga. They don't know how to handle things. They went into the Multiverse Saga because they really didn't have a choice. I mean, that was the only thing that could make it bigger than Infinity War, with everyone from the different cinematic universes coming together, the Fox and the Sonys and all that. and Marvel's having a tough time handling it. So what's DC gonna do in the long run? And this has to be thought of in the long run, because this is the second attempt at a DC cinematic universe. The first one was, well, a disaster to say the least. All sorts of disasters happened in the first DCEU, the Snyderverse. And this one really needs to take off well, because this is the second attempt, and this, if it fails again, I think people are just going to be disinterested in the DC universe altogether. I mean, a lot of people are already having superhero fatigue because of the lack of good movies Marvel's bringing out, and the fact that we already got a really exciting conclusion to the Infinity Saga, and people are somewhat fatigued by this, and DC doesn't really hit the nail on the head. This is not gonna end well for them. So I don't understand why they decide to bring Supergirl out so early. I mean, they could have saved her for the next phase or whatever they're gonna do. Or yeah, so it is a bit concerning now. What's gonna be happening in the Supergirl movie? And apparently she's traveling to other planets and she's dealing with some personal issues. So that's a different take on Supergirl, I guess. I'm starting to wonder if it will be similar to Zack Snyder's Superman, the opposite of the current Superman in the DCU. But yeah, this is gonna be a different movie, and Lobo's probably gonna be the movie. I think Jason Momoa is gonna be Lobo, I think. And it makes sense. Lobo's the only one who's powerful enough, who's capable of handling a Kryptonian. So the movie will probably be really interesting. But the fact that the movie is happening is concerning. That's happening this early. It really doesn't need to happen this early. I mean, you're basically bringing a good character into the universe, and then you're just putting them in the sidelines and not using them at all. Now, Marvel did do this with one set of characters, that was the Guardians of the Galaxy, but they had a good excuse. They were in space and all that, but you're gonna have to get rid of Supergirl when the big event of the Just League movie happens. So yeah, it's concerning the track that they're going on. But we'll just have to wait and see what James Gunn's plan is, I guess. Hopefully he has some new vision that we haven't thought of, and it will all come together and work together. So let's wait.